Hello, guys.
Hey, what's going on, Nuno?
So finally I could enter. Fantastic. Thanks for waiting.
No worries, brother. How you doing?
All good, all good, all good. I've just updated Twitter to the last version, man. There has been some time since I last listened to Twitter Spaces and just found out that I had to update it. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me first in first place.
Absolutely. Welcome to Base Space, Nuno. Is this your first time actually talking on stage in a space?
Yeah, it is. It is the first time on Spaces.
That's awesome.
Let's go. Nuno, where are you? Where are you actually based out of?
I'm based in Portugal, in the north of Portugal, in a city called Braga. Uh, really boiling space for some blockchain projects and tech development. Super excited to be from this city. It was in fact this city that first introduced me to crypto.
Oh, no way. That's super cool. Like, what do you think is bringing like companies and projects to start up over there?
Yeah, I think it was back in 2017, so time of ICOs. There was a company, I don't know if you ever heard about it, called Utrust, which is a crypto payment processor. And they were probably the first guys like who have a team that probably more than 50% of the people that work there are from Braga. And it creates a movement around it, and then people like that work there that know the project start also to work on different things, to have new ideas. And it has a very good university, which has a lot of good developers and a lot of people like that come from digital marketing that are especially good. And I think that's what basically created this atmosphere of a lot of projects that are growing there.
Oh, very cool. So there's like a huge art scene over there.
Yeah. So, like our team, like most of our team is from Braga currently. There are people from Lisbon, there are people from Oporto, from Brazil, but yeah, 80% of the people of the core team are from Braga. Check it on maps.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm finding it. That's really, really cool. I mean, is that how are they liking the NFT space? I'm curious. Like, how's your team? Is your team very active in like the art scene right now within NFTs, or just casually collecting them?
Yeah, so our team is very into NFTs, not so much in terms of the art scene, but more in terms of the gaming scene. So as you may know, like Exeedme is a competitive layer for AAA games. And so what we do basically is that we integrate AAA games that are centralized, and the ones that we already have live on the platform are Call of Duty and CSGO. And we create this environment where you basically can bet against somebody who you are playing against. So if you want to do a direct challenge against me, you can put like 10 USDC that you are going to win. You can't bet on other games, but you can bet on your own game. So, and we have this part of the competitive layer, and on top of it we are creating like new experiences, and the new experiences come from and I'll show you like how we are connected to NFTs. It's about, for example, we have made a partnership with a tournament organizer that have been like organizing CSGO tournaments for a long time, and we did a licensing deal with them where we get the last 7 seasons of the best plays that happened during these tournaments. So if you could imagine like Top Shot NBA, right? We are doing the same thing for esports. So basically, we are in this kind of NFTs that are moments from the best plays that happens in some of the best tournaments in the esports scene in the AAA games that occur there. So our team is highly deep into that currently. We've launched this esports marketplace just less than a month ago, and now we are creating experiences on top of this. So it's incredible to see the fans of these pro teams to getting to collect the moments from the players that they follow the most. So it's not so much about the artistic one, but the connection, like with the players that they follow, the players that they like, the players that they admire, and the players that they watch hours of Twitch streamings, and they can own a piece of the history that they've made and they are still making. So I would say that, like, from our perspective in terms of a team, we are completely deep into these NFTs that are moments of plays in great tournaments.
Yeah, I think that that's a really interesting approach, because I haven't heard other projects say like, "Hey, we're using NFTs to capture special moments." You know, we've had people create NFTs that are like specific characters or items or things like that, power ups within games. But I think the ability for NFTs to say like, "Hey, this is a moment in time, and this moment is valuable, and you wanna own that moment," is really cool.
Yeah, and at the same time, I think what is also important, one of the things that we did, of course, we did, like, we are partnering with this tournament organizer, but these moments in essence are from the players and from the teams that they represent. So from the start, we've made very clear that, like the NFT movement in art, where the content creators are the ones that really have a stake on what is happening, and like from every secondary sale they can get a royalty on it. We made it very clear from the start that's what we wanted as well to happen in the sports scene. So we want the players, we want the teams to be involved and to own some of these moments. Because at Exeedme, what we are trying to do is educating gamers and the esports industry about the benefits of Web 3.0 ecosystems and what you can do with it. So we gave, like, all of the players and all of the teams that were part of these 7 seasons, we gave them a bunch of moments for them, and it was really funny to go through the process of, okay, this is fantastic, but what do I need? You need a wallet. So what is a wallet? What is a seed phrase? And like educating like pro players and teams about what is it. And they are asking questions about, what should I do with it? Should I sell it? Should I keep it? Should I do a giveaway on a Twitter? Oh, if I'm doing a giveaway on Twitter, what should I ask like my fans so that I can transfer these moments to them? So I think that's exactly what we are trying to do with this esports moment. So involving the ones that are the most important part in the sports scenes, which are the players and also the teams, and as well giving them the opportunity to own their own moments and to pass this on to their communities around there, so that they could engage in a next level, I would say.
Yeah. I think it's really cool how you guys are taking on this role of like the educator, or quote unquote the teacher, and informing players on NFTs and like where they're going and just crypto in general, right? Because as you said, Web 3.0 is the next big step, and learning how to use a wallet and learning how to use an NFT, like what should I be doing this with this? How should I be promoting this to my audience is going to be crucial moving forward. And it's honestly just going to be a massive revenue driver for these esports teams in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I was in the last 2 days. I was in Token 2049 in London, and there was like, for example, Alex from Axie Infinity, and it was exactly speaking about like how they receive so many tickets in the customer support about people that like don't know still what is a seed phrase. So and they've also gone through the route of like educating people that want to get in, they want to get involved, and that's really important, because that's where like the industry, we want the industry to be in the next couple of years. So we want people to be educated about really like how this works, so that everyone afterwards is informed. And that's the challenge that not just us like Exeedme, but like a lot of players in the blockchain gaming scene are taking as their own. And the Blockchain Game Alliance, which is like an association that brings all the projects that are in this space, are trying to do, like, to educate, to bring the industry, like the publishers, the tournament organizers, like the players, the teams, everybody around, like, what are the benefits of Web 3.0, and explain them step by step.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm curious, like, how'd you get CSGO to be like the first game on the platform? Like, what was that process like for you?
Yeah, so on the team, I would say that like probably 50% of the team already played CSGO in the past. And like our CTO was even an analyst of a pro team in the past. Like, it's really involved into it. So it was almost like a no-brainer. As well, we are from Portugal, and like the ecosystem is really strong around here, around CSGO. So it was almost a no-brainer. Like, this has to be the first one that we want to integrate. But there is also a reason why, which is this is a game that has been being played for 20 years now, that has 20 million daily active users, like, playing CSGO. So what we wanted to do is like integrate a game that people already play a lot, that and then bring that part of allowing people to. So the name Exeedme, this is important, comes from a basic idea of, when you play a game, you always want to perform well, right? But when you play against somebody, okay, you want to win, of course. Nobody want to lose. Like, if you go the extra step, and like when you put a stake on it, that's when you really exceed yourself. That's where the name comes from, Exeedme. So we wanted also to have like a user base that is already like over 18 years old to start, and that can engage in these activities and be like very responsible about how they play. So that's why we decided to go like with CS:GO to start off. To be honest.
Hey, Nuno, can you touch on the XED token and what kind of utility it has, like in these individual games like CS:GO?
Yeah, and sure. That's a great topic to address here. So this was the idea of start, and this is mostly like play to win in a sense, which allows people like to engage into competitions. But then in competitive games, there is a very important aspect of the game, which is you need to have other players to play against. Otherwise, your experience is not going to be complete, or you'll be too much time waiting in the queue in the matchmaking system until you find somebody that has the same skill level that you have. So the idea is that we wanted to involve like every gamer, and we want them to be rewarded to be there and to play. So the first like utility of the XED token is the game mining system. So what we created is like, if you stake XED token, currently there is just one tier, which is 400 XEDs on chain. For every game that you are playing, you are earning more XED. So we don't have passive yield. We have what we call the active yield, which is really for gamers and really for the community that is helping like growing the platform. So regardless of the results of games that you play, regardless if you enter a tournament, if you enter a weekly ladder, like for every activity that you have on the platform playing, you will be earning XED. That's the first part of it. Then it also gives you access to exclusive tournaments where they are completely free. You don't have to pay anything to buy in, and you have, of course, all of these prizes in XED and in NFTs that I'll speak in a second. The third part is also like everything that we are putting in the platform XED is like the fuel of it. So when I talked about the esports marketplace, like the first drops, the first drop that occurred, which was like 10,000 packs, you could just bought it with XED, with our token, and it ran out in 18 minutes. And what we want to do, Chase, secondly, in our strategy as we move forward, is having our community reserves and where the platform is added to be controlled by the community. So we all know that gamers are really vocal, like about what they want to see, what is wrong. You just have to go through Discord and watch their comments, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing that every gamer, everyone that is part of playing a game or a certain platform like ourselves, has a certain view about like where it should be added and what are the major problems that could be solved. So we want to convert the XED into a governance token that would in the end help to decide like where the platform is going. So the community reserves that we have, how we are spending them. So how much should go for a weekly ladder? How much should go for special prizes? Like what are the next games that we should integrate the platform? Where is the first blockchain that they want us to integrate in the platform to create competitions on top of it? So in the end, it's really the fuel of everything that happens at the platform.
I love that. It's kind of like a community-owned esports league at that point, in a sense, with obviously a little bit more layers to it. So you did touch on some ways that you can earn tokens. You can stake what's like passively as you play the games. Do you have like any idea if there'll be like challenges outside of just kind of like the one-on-one like matchmaking or team versus team matchmaking?
Yeah. So currently, what we have is so in aspect you don't have yet those challenges in the platform. You have exactly what you said. So you have the 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 5 versus 5 matchmaking or custom lobbies. So if you just want to like join with friends, which a lot of people do, you can go through that route. But you can also play COD, Warzone, and in that sense, I think that's the most important one in terms of like challenges that you have to earn, and it was also very important for us because it is cross-platform. So you can enter a battle that runs for 4 hours, but you can play on a PlayStation, you can play on your Xbox or in your computer, and you'll be like earning for every game that you play. So that for us it was like the next step, and this was was back in August that we launched like Call of Duty, and was that was the spike up in terms of users that we got, the biggest one. Then we are of course like making challenges for the community. Of course, like we have an ambassadors program where if people join us and like help us spread the word, help create new hubs on the platform, they will also be earning XED. There is a number of projects. There is the ambassador program and there is the XED soldier program, which is also about spreading the message and about like making sure that the community grows and that we have gamers that are playing the platform.
Gotcha. And so, what does kind of like the fee look like? Like, what % of the winnings do the gamers receive for winning?
So for winning, you win basic. So if you enter a direct challenge, it's exactly if you put $10, and if like another person or the other team put that $10, you get $10 less our organizer fee, which currently runs at 9%. And this organizer fee is what fuels exactly most of the community reserves going forward, and the payouts for the ones that are staking. What is more important to speak about is like we don't want to be the tournament organizers. We are creating hubs. So we have hubs on the platform for anyone that wants to create their own tournament, create their own league, craft their prizes, run weekly ladders. They can do that, and like we are giving the tools for them to create. So in essence, like also tournament organizers, that could be content creators. There are a lot of good streamers out there that want new ways to engage with their community and create crafted tournaments for them, and they could be earning from this. So they could create these hubs to give the opportunity for their community to play with them, and they could also like make money out of it. So in the end, it's also making sure that there is enough opportunities for the tournament organizers out there and for the gamers to make money.
Gotcha. Okay. And so, like in the future, do you kind of see, if outside organizations want to put on a tournament in a specific game, it's kind of like that tournament may need to like market by Exceed token to kind of drive demand for their tournament, because that may potentially be like the token of choice in the future for gamers?
Yeah, exactly. That's spot on. That's what we are doing. In fact, this tournament organizer that we partner with, which is Master League, they run the biggest tournament in Iberia, and they've decided to run their open qualifiers, which in essence are open to anyone that want to play on our platform. So they already have their own hub called Master League, where any players can go there and play on the tournaments that they create. So in essence, in the future, and we are speaking with a number of other tournament organizers in the space, also to show them like what they can do there. And allowing anyone that like doesn't have the structure of a tournament organizer, for example, the one that we are speaking about, like has been in business for more than 10 years, but like anyone that really has this passion about gaming, about esports, and that people love, to have that opportunity to easily create these spaces. And yeah, so there could be the ways that Exceed is the token that fuels everything. But on the other end, there is the part of the NFTs and the moments. So if you are creating some really good tournaments that fans wanna watch and wanna participate, what can happen is that then you can use the moments that you craft on these tournaments to give rewards to the people that participate in satellite leagues that you have. And like Master League is already pivoting this with us. So we are running currently. Imagine you go to play weekly ladder and you can earn exceeds. You can earn, but you can also earn moments of the best tournaments that occurred in the platform or outside the platform. That could be also the case. So in essence, it's creating like an ecosystem on chain of potential new revenue streams for these tournament organizers to explore.
Gotcha. And I know you had touched on that, or touched on this a little bit earlier, but what does the process really kind of fully look like whenever you're integrating with a new game? Like, are you guys having to approach that entity as a business, or are you guys able to scrape data off kind of game trackers? What does that look like for future integrations?
Yeah, so excellent question, and we would love to have like all the games that we can, but to be fully honest, that is not possible. So we are talking about games that have some kind of degree of openness. For example, for CSGO, we run our own servers, so it's self-hosted. We can self-host our servers. For COD, there is an open API where you can, exactly as you say, access data that you can send data and you can receive data. There are terms of conditions for these games, right? They come from publishers, and you have, of course, to follow those terms and conditions. Otherwise, it can get tough. I don't like to speculate, but for example, if you look at, there are some other games that are much more closed. Like if you look, for example, at League of Legends, like probably you saw that FTX bought the naming rights of one of the main teams in the US, but then in the end, League of Legends came to say that like the team was not allowed to show any name on the shirt, because that was against the terms and conditions that they have. Okay, so I don't know what happened in the middle, but what I saw is that after some weeks, FTX happened to buy out the naming rights of the main organization of League of Legends, of the main tournament of League of Legends, and of course now the name can already appear. So it just shows that like some publishers or some games have an approach that is a bit more closed. And what we are trying to do is also with our work, creating like a competitive ecosystem for the games that are more open and want the fans to engage their experience and play much more of those games. And as time passes by, who knows that they might be willing in a nearby future to integrate part of the NFTs ecosystem into in-game items that you can use in the game. There might be the end place where in the future these traditional publishers will look much more into it. But we also understand they can't do that yet because there is, of course, more risk involved in them taking this approach. While like the system is boiling, right? Like every day there is like a new project that appears that has a new solution with NFTs and new use cases that is fascinating. So they don't know yet how everything is going to play. So they are taking the game of like being patient and look like what is happening. But I'm almost 100% sure that a lot of them are going to integrate like these new functions of like Web 3.0, if not in the games that I have, in future games that they will launch.
Okay. Okay, so like switching back to kind of like the user side experience, say I want to get involved, I want to start playing and start earning some Exceed. Where where can I go to purchase a token? Like how, what's that on-ramp process look like?
Yeah, so if you want to buy our token currently, you can buy it on PancakeSwap and on Uniswap, on QuickSwap. So we are multi-chain, so we are on 3 chains currently. You are on Ethereum, we are on Binance Smart Chain, and we are on Polygon. And if we go through the centralized route in terms of exchanges, we are currently on Gate. So it's the easiest path probably for new users to join in that are not so familiar with the crypto space, would be probably to go through Gate.
Are you also planning to launch any type of like fiat on ramp?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, we are fully considering it. When we started this, we were confident that gamers would know exactly like how crypto would work. It would be simple for them because they've been. Our idea is that gamers on average are geekies that can really understand like innovations, but as we are adopting like massive play games, it's not exactly that the case. I would say like that 20% of our gamers like understand it very fast or already had some contact with crypto before, but most of them don't understand it, don't get it, and some are yet like very afraid about like the volatility and all of that. So basically what we are currently doing is integrate. I wouldn't say integrate because I would say that is already being done, but like we are speaking with 3 potential partners to create a fiat on ramp that goes directly into our platform, so they could access it much in a much easier way. And I think that is going to be, we are going to remove a major bottleneck to access the ecosystem by doing that for sure. That is critical in the next months.
Yeah, because from my perspective, I've always viewed gaming as like the next big on ramp, basically for normies to even enter the crypto ecosystem. And I think a fiat on ramp is crucial, especially to younger kids or parents who might want to purchase it for their kids to get them more involved with it within the platform. So it's really cool that you guys are exploring that. I know we touched a little bit about like the NFTs earlier. I was curious if you could talk about like the Mint shop and what your plans are for that.
So yeah, the Mint shop is based on the concept around the esports marketplace to start with. So if you are organizing a tournament, if you are organizing a league, an event, and you want to craft the best moments of these of the best games that appear, the best plays that run on that tournament, you could in effect access in our platform the NFT section and create these moments for sale. So you can put it for sale, or you can include them as part of other rewards for the events that you are going to do afterwards. So that people, the gamers, go explore even more your events, because they know there will be a drop for the top 10 players, or for everyone that is going to play that tournament. So the Mind Shop is to give access to all the organizers of tournaments, all the hubs in the platform, to create the moments, but at the same time to also craft some of the rewards that could be, for example, trophies. And that's what we did in the past. Like our first tournament, the first tournament that we created, basically the rewards was a medal. So there was a gold medal for the first place, which were like 5 people, which was a team. There were the silver and the bronze ones. And what we saw, we gave them an extra utility. So the gold medal, in effect, serves as a booster for our liquidity rewards program. And what we wanted to do with this is basically crafting NFTs that can add value for people that are in the ecosystem, but are not essentially gamers, But gamers could, if they want, they could sell their assets for somebody that is looking to use that in our ecosystem. And currently, like the gold medal was sold for, I think the last sale was for $5,000 for people that wanted to buy to increase their liquidity rewards. And this for us was amazing, because it's exactly what we are trying to do. Simple gamers that didn't have any contact with crypto before, but they were really good gamers. They entered the tournament, they won the tournament, they got an NFT medal. Okay, they had to set up their wallet, they didn't know how to do it, and in the end this becomes like a $5,000 value for them, so they can change their setup. We have a story of like one of the players that changed this entire setup to play because of this medal that he got in the first tournament. And what we want to do is, with the Mind Shop, is allowing like the hubs and the tournament organizers that are there to create these NFTs and to add utility that can get value for the gamers that are in their communities.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. And with the NFTs, like, are you guys going to have any type of ranking system or anything like that in place? And like within Exeedme itself, and then like as you rank up, will you be able to unlock like rare NFTs and rewards within the platform?
Yeah, we are studying that option. One of the things that we've been discussing a lot, and why we didn't yet took a decision there, is, so we were even discussing, okay, as you grow up in your rank, you could have an NFT, a dynamic NFT that gives your skill level, and then you could sell it, because this could give you access to tournaments that are just for people that are over a certain ranking level. The thing is, we end up in the same thought that this is not fair, because in a sense, okay, people could gain a certain skill level and then sell this NFT for somebody that hasn't this skill level to play, and okay, it's going probably to lose their money playing games, or lose their time, or killing the experience of the ones that are above a certain ranking level. So what we are currently exploring is a bit different. So is as you progress and as you have this activity on the platform and achieve a certain level, you get access to exclusive drops. So that you earn for being some of the best on the platform, instead of giving something that is currently linked to their skill level. It's just increasing the earnings that they get from getting there, you know. That's currently our approach, but there are a lot of approaches like in the space, and we are exploring some of them. The other thing that I think is going to be awesome, and like I'll share it with you. We didn't go fully public with this, but I spoke about in the conference in Token 2049. It's the possibility of creating a crowdfunding tournament. Have you guys played Dota 2 before, by the way?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the game.
So do you know Dota 2 International, the tournaments?
I'm not familiar with like the whole tournament system.
Okay.
I'm more like a casual player.
Okay, so I'll explain about. So like the biggest tournament of Dota 2 currently in the world is Dota 2 International. And this is a crowdfunding tournament. So in essence, it is the fans that increase the prize pool by funding this tournament. And we've been like speaking with a lot of people in the space, in the esports scene. And there is currently also a problem, which is there are tournaments that occur where the prize pools are never paid. So teams go there to play, players go there to play, and they never receive the prize pool. Um, Sometimes they receive, or it takes like 6 months or more than that for them to receive the prizes that they won. And so we saw some resistance in the beginning when we started like to organizing tournaments, leagues, like direct challenge, all of this, and we want to involve the whole industry. And like people were kind of afraid, like if we are another player in the space that is not going to be transparent about what they are doing. And like, so what we decided to do, and that we are launching in this last quarter, is a crowdfunding tournament. So we as Exeedme are going to put a base prize pool, and that is going to be at least $50,000 in our token, and we are going to give the opportunity for the overall community to fund it like a crowdfunding, like you do on Kickstarter. But what you'll get is you'll get collectibles from each of the teams that are going to be part of it. So here we are talking about team stickers that are already very, like, gamers and fans are already very familiar with this. This is something that they had in the past, but they will be on chain, so you'll know exactly how scarce they are, how many are going to be sold, which is clearly different from what has been done. And the same thing for the players. So you would have the cards of the players with their skill level, and all of this. And basically, you will also have the moments in the past. So what this means is, from the moment that we announce the tournament is going to start, the prize pool is almost unlimited. So it depends on the involvement that you get from the community. And it will be fully transparent. So each player, each team is going to have a wallet. So that is very clear. This is all on a smart contract. So as the fans in the community are crowdfunding the tournament, and in return they get these NFTs, you'll see how much is going directly to the teams, because there is a part that is going to be direct to the teams, and the other part is going directly to increase the prize pool. So no more, okay, the prize pool is going to be paid after, no more after 6 months. Everything is transparent. Even the community can see where the money that they are crowdfunding is going for. And this is, I'm super excited about this. The team is working super hard on this, and like it's going to be, I would say, probably a breakthrough in terms of organizing tournaments.
That's awesome. I love the idea of the community like coming together and rallying around like a tournament concept, and then putting it transparently into action. That's incredible. Aren't you guys also using like the Chainlink VRF? within your platform?
Yeah, we are using their technology, also for some new features that we are exploring. Like for example, we are thinking about doing like random drops, like for the people that are playing on the platform, and according to certain metrics that are achieved. And since we are on this world of between what is off chain and what is on chain, like using using not only the VRF but also the oracles are really important for us, and we'll be putting it in most of in a lot of features that we are developing. And for the VRF is this system of like creating this randomly generated rewards for people that do certain challenge on the platform and that are active there. We will be using it, yeah, and we've already used in the past for some campaigns that we did.
That's awesome. We have a lot of fans that are Chainlink Marines, so they'll be very happy about that. And then you kind of going into like the future, like what are your plans for like the next year? Like what do you guys have on the roadmap?
Yeah, so regarding Chainlink, what is really cool, and I don't know if you know this, the guys already we organized these blockchain tournaments where we invited teams from the project like to play CSGO, which was the first game, and like Chainlink, it's crazy competitive. They played like they were crazy. Like the servers were in Europe, and still they wanted to play from the USA with massive lag, and they are great friends of us. Like they are always giving us new ideas about how to improve our ecosystem and our events, and they always want to participate. Crazy fans of what we are doing, and we are of course like great fans of what they are doing as well, and they are helping us a lot. So in terms of roadmap, these crowdfunding tournaments are like the sweet spot for the next quarter. A lot of our energy is going to be dedicated to this. And on second place, there is the integration of new games that is already going on. There is also a new game that's already prepared, just preparing like final details to release it. And the idea is like more games will be integrated as we move along. The other part that is part of what we are preparing is like integration of blockchain games. We've already spoken with a lot of projects. For example, we are partners with Chain Guardians that have their own RPG. So once it is like in the stage like to develop these competitions, we are going to integrate their game on the platform, and a number of other games that we want to support. Now is just a question, like with blockchain games, most of these games have a gameplay that is off-chain. So for us to integrate, it's really easy. It's the same thing that we've been done, because although the ownership of the NFTs is on chain, like to make the gameplay and the user experience good, these games have to have like a big part of it that is off chain. So for us, for integrating, it's going to be easy. Speaking with a lot of teams to do this. Also, there will be some more news regarding NFTs. Can't tell everything, but it's related to games. Not exactly what I've told his, but something that is closer to the game itself.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see like where the platform develops and where the tournaments develop, and just the whole like community and ecosystem that you guys are building out. I think it's super crucial. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, I think I really do feel like gaming is the way to bring more normies into crypto and educate them, which will then eventually lead them to using DeFi related products. So I think everything you guys are doing here is incredible. I'm also curious, like, where do you see like NFTs and gaming going into 2022? Like, do you see like a major shift within the industry as a whole coming?
What I see like in 2022 is you will have much more options. And I think the broad industry of blockchain gaming, which is very nascent, already realize that they have to do a trade-off. You have to do a trade-off between being like decentralized or having like a good user experience and a good gameplay, as I said before. So, and for gamers, probably they will not jump into your game if the gameplay is not good. So most of the projects already realize this. So what they are trying to do is really bringing the NFT ownership to the gamers, to the users, but leave the gameplay to be decentralized for a time where the infrastructure is ready. So there are a lot of layer ones like appearing and doing a good work, like Solana, Phantom, lot of new projects. But at the same time, it takes time. So I think what you'll see in the 2022 is going to be games to be more adopted because it's going to be easier. You won't be to do a move and wait for a transaction to go. And the other aspect of it is of course, if you can make money playing these games, if you can be part of the ecosystem and have part of the ownership of this ecosystem and of this game, you'll be much more involved. So I think 2022, like we will go for like the tens of millions of players of blockchain games. And I'll see, and I'm already seeing a lot of interest from the traditional players to start making experiences about like using blockchain gaming. I was speaking with another project in the other day about like there were 67 people involved in this project, and they all came from like the massive traditional publishers like Activision Blizzard, Nintendo, Sony. So people that were in the traditional sector of gaming, and now they are turning to blockchain gaming because they feel that they can do much better there because there is no gatekeepers, and their work as artists, as writers, as producers is going to be much more shared, and like everyone wants to be part of this revolution, so helping doing it. And at the same time, gamers and like the community are understanding the benefits of it. Axie Infinity is doing like an extremely good work in terms of like giving opportunities for people that come from an underprivileged background to start really earning money. And that is really important for to see the shift that we want in the industry. So I think 2022 is going to be like a great year.
Yeah. We actually had Jiho on the show, and yeah, it was incredible to learn about like the Axie houses, like people being able to purchase homes for the first time, people becoming scholars, and being able to actually earn a living off the game. I think it's incredible, and the whole earn to play space is gonna really change how the world operates. I know as a kid I put thousands of hours into like RuneScape and all these MMO style games, and imagine being able to monetize that with something like Exeedme, where I'm actually getting paid for all the hours that I'm putting in, unlocking all the challenges, special items, being able to capture all the special moments within those games. I think it's a really, really cool concept that you guys are building out.
Yeah, and one thing that I think also will happen in 2022 is this part that we spoke in the beginning of the NFTs that are art. But basically, if we see, I see a lot of avatars here in the conversation, and what I can see is that these NFTs can become part of experiences in a game, and that could be something that, okay, you are going to untap into communities that already have these NFTs and making them like play with their character in a game. That's something that is really truly unique, and I'm seeing it happening faster than we think. I don't know if I recall it correctly. Yeah, it was Sandbox that bought a CryptoPunk, and it's putting that CryptoPunk in their environment. So we'll see a lot of this happening in the next coming months.
Yeah, I 100% agree with, and then with the like adoption of the metaverse and VR and AR, everything like that will become even more accessible, and you'll be able to bring your NFTs into all these different virtual and real world environments. So it's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. Chase, did you have any other questions for Nuno?
No, none for me. I've just been kind of like sitting back, listening, and just kind of like thinking of like what the future looks like in this industry. It's awesome stuff to be here listening to people building, and being at the tip of the spear. So it's awesome, Nuno. I love what you guys are working on.
Yeah, 100%. Nuno, near the end of these conversations, we usually allow like audience members to come on and ask questions. Are you okay if we open up the floor and see if anyone wants to come on?
Sure, more than happy to answer any questions.
Hi guys, if you're listening now and you want to come on the stage, just hit the request to speak button, and I'll let you guys on one at a time. We'll give it a few seconds here.
So I guess, Nuno, one of my questions, one of the things I was thinking about while you were talking was just like, as we see more individual titles like Axie Infinity, like Illuvium, not so much, Illuvium, because they do have their own token. Do you see the need potentially for Exeedme to kind of have like a treasury of these individual ecosystem games? Because it seems like you guys are more game agnostic. And so I wonder if there's some sort of strategy there to be held in the future where you actually have kind of a war chest of like these individual blockchain games.
That is a great question, and there's something that we as a team again have been discussing, which is like we see ourselves as like a layer on top. If you, for centralized games, it's easier to understand because it's a layer that doesn't exist. But for decentralized or blockchain games, they already have their own economy. So we can do two things. So we can as well have some of our community reserves into tokens or NFTs that are part of these environments as well to reward the players that go through our ecosystem. Or what you'll see is basically what you are seeing in DeFi, right? Where people are leveraging basically the assets that they have through going into multiple protocols. So in effect, you could be playing a game at Illuvium, and you could be playing like player versus player, and you already have, let's say, assets at stake. You are already like invested in that economy and trying to earn there. But at the same time, you could put Exeedme on top of it. So you basically are leveraging your experience. You are trying to win in both ways. So I think that's the two paths that we have. We haven't decided, like the second one, it's clear, it's already happening. So it will happen. So we'll be like that part of leveraging your experience in the game. The first part of the community reserves is something that we are discussing, but it's very interesting, and we'll probably do that also with partnerships with games, because what part of our strategy is also, okay, we have gamers that play these AAA games, centralized games, and there could be something like some rewards, some drops that could make them experience other games. So going from the traditional ones to the blockchain games. Hope that helps to clarify our view on it.
Yeah, no, thank you.
It doesn't look like we have anyone that wants to come on the stage, so I think we can wrap it up here. I mean, Nuno, did you have any other topics or any other closing thoughts you wanted to leave us with?
I think we've had a great talk about like everything that you are doing. The only thing that I would say is that this coming week, keep a look about like what we are announcing on our Twitter, our Discord. There will be a lot of new things in this month and in the coming months as well. If any of you are going to Ethereum Lisbon, if you are going like to NearCon conference, Web Summit, or the Solana conference, we'll be there in Lisbon, and we'll be organizing some events on every Thursday. So just pay attention. It's going to be on our page, and we'll be glad to have like any of you there.
Awesome. Nuno, just really appreciate you taking the time to come out and chat with us. It's been really based.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for having me. It was great to speak with you.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on. And we do record these and upload these to our YouTube channel. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Awesome.
Let's go. Thanks again, Nuno.
Okay.
Everyone else,
Have a nice day, guys. Thank you a lot. See you. Bye bye.
See ya.
See ya.